KGCT, Tulsa.
Is a feature presentation of the nation's leading independent network, Ms. Lou TV Sports. From Bally's Grand Lanes in Reno, Nevada, welcome to the finals of the $150,000 Miller Lite National Doubles Tournament. During the next hour, one team from over 100,000 teams who started play last October will be $50,000 richer. This program is brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste, there is only one light beer. In Reno, Nevada for the 8th Annual Miller Lite National Doubles Tournament. Hello, I'm Steve Grant. Welcome to our telecast. We're delighted you're with us here today. Do you realize about 6 months ago, nearly 100,000 teams of bowlers from every state and Canada began their competition on the local, regional, and state levels just so they could come here to Reno for this big 3-day bowling battle. And now we are down to the 3 top teams who want the top prizes. $150,000 overall, and the top team takes home $50,000. Quite a haul for amateur bowlers. Right now, it's my pleasure to bring in the gentleman who'll be calling the action throughout today's contest, veteran bowling broadcaster Dwayne Dow, and one of bowling's all-time greats, Earl Anthony.
Well, thank you, Steve. Another great crowd here in Reno, and we're so happy to be appealing to the grassroots in this great sport of bowling nationwide at the Miller Doubles. And Earl Anthony, I know you're just proud and happy to be here also.
It's nice to be back, Dwayne. It's nice to work again with you, and we're looking forward to some good scores this week, I think.
Hey, we have one gentleman from Illinois who was on the TV finals in the very first year of the tournament. Now he's back with us again.
That's what makes it a great tournament. It doesn't matter how many times you've done well in the past. You can do it again. If you haven't done well in the past, Dwayne, that opportunity's there every year, and that's because Miller's such a great sponsor of a wonderful tournament.
Well, our first match is going to be the team from Oklahoma against a team from Alabama, and the winner of that match will take on the tournament leader from Illinois. All of these players have done very, very well in the earlier competition. Earl, I'd hate to pick a winner.
I would, too. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. The averages are very equal, so it looks like it's going to be really exciting here, Dwayne, today.
Now stand by. We'll start the action at the 1987 Miller Doubles after this.
When I was a football coach, sure I was tough on my players, and they loved me for it. Shucks, that's why they invited me here tonight, to share some Miller Lights and to show their appreciation. You know, light tastes great and it's less filling. So here's to the greatest emotion in the world, the friendship between a coach and his players. No thanks, boys, I gave up cigars.
For a great get-together, there's only one light beer. Miller Lite.
I just love these reunions, don't you, boys? Ooh, they love me.
No diet in the world will help you lose weight until you do one thing. Control your appetite.
On other diets, I really felt deprived. With Dexatrim, I wasn't hungry, so I lost weight.
Dexatrim. You can't buy a stronger appetite control formula without a prescription. Just one capsule works all day to help you lose weight.
With Dexatrim, you're not hungry, and you end up losing weight.
Extra strength Dexatrim. No diet capsule works harder to help you lose weight.
We're American Speedy Printing. We're fast, we're good, we're ready. Quality from the real printers, more than just a copy shop. We're American Speedy Printing. We're fast, we're good, we're ready.
Just about everywhere you go nowadays, people have computers. PCs, business computers, printers. It can get confusing. At the data station, computers are our business, our only business, not a sideline. Hardware from K-Pro, Amdec, Hayes, AST, printers from Epson, Brother, and Star, programs, even our own computer line. Everything you need from paper to PCs, plus authorized service and the knowledge to help you with all your computer needs. See the helpful, courteous staff at the data station, 3729 South Memorial.
Opponents in the first match, the team from Oklahoma. The Oklahoma team of Scott Crane, who is 25 years old, and Jim Qualls, who is 24. And their opponents, Alabama, are Keith Wagner and David Rogers. So now the handshake between the Alabama and the Oklahoma players and Earl Anthony. We're going to go with it here in Reno to start things for 1987. We're closing in a decade. Pretty soon it'll be 10 years of the Miller Lite doubles. And who knows, maybe 20, 30, 40 years.
Who knows? That's right.
Now let's watch the leadoff man for the Alabama team, Keith Wagner. He is 23 years of age. He is a machine operator in Athens, Alabama. He played some baseball in junior college. Was a first baseman. He's quite a bowler. It's an average of 170 for these finals in Reno, but they're missing the pocket left, leading the 1-3-6.
A lot of pressure in the opening shot, Dwayne, and I'm sure all the players are sitting there with sweaty hands thinking about, boy, I got a chance to make a lot of money today. The averages are very close between the two teams. There's only an actual scratch averages, an 8-pin difference between these two teams. So it should be a good, close match.
After 17 games in the qualifying, Alabama wound up in second place behind Illinois, and there is, oh no, he picked up the 1 and the 3, but left the 6, so an open frame. Now we're going to add the individual's handicap in the very first frame. So Wagner on the Alabama team now is at 45 pins and open.
Right, and as you can see, remember the first shot, crossed over, missed a head pin on the left. He tried to make the adjustment, still hooked a little too much for him.
This is teammate David Rogers, and he atones with a strike.
The only left-hander in the top 6 here, the top 6 players, the 3 teams, and he's been bowling extremely well. He's got the highest average of any of the players at 195. He's pretty much carried his team into this portion of the tournament, the actual championship round.
All right, now we go to the opposing team from Oklahoma, and it's going to be Mr. Scott Crane, a soft water engineer in Tulsa, representing the Crystal Bowl in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, yes. That's about as good as you can roll a bowling ball. Now, just to give you a little background, folks, on what they're bowling on what is called a water-based finish, which is a softer finish. The oil adheres to the lane better, doesn't move around as much as you see him repeating the shot now. And watch the ball, solid in the pocket, all 10 pins on the pit. And what I'm getting at, the point I'm trying to make with the softer finish is the lanes, the shots hold up longer. The players can stay in one place, keep the ball rolling like that, without having to make big adjustments, Dwayne. So the scores should be a little better than you'd normally expect today, just because the oil will stay in one place.
And so with the strike by teammate Jim Qualls, the Oklahoma team striking on the first frame.
And that excellent shot you see there, great camera work there. You see that right from ground level, the ball rolling, and the angle that the players are all playing will be out near the first arrow, playing extreme outside angle.
The third-place team after 17 games heading into these TV finals, and Scott Crane coming in high, but carrying all 10 pins.
Oh, he got the good break there, Dwayne. A little bit high on the head pin, but he got the head pin to go to the wall and kick out the 4-7. That's a good break early in the match. Keeps his team right up there.
Jim Qualls, 24 years old, and an average of 184. He is a geologist for an oil company in Tulsa. As you see, the capacity crowd, which we always have year after year here, watching the action. A nice release and follow through, and high hit, and 3-6-10 lead.
Almost identical to the shot in that lane that Wagner did, because he set the ball down with a very soft release, Dwayne, and the ball hooked very early for him and went high in the head pin. This is a difficult spare, the 3-6-10. He's going to try to play it across lane, standing on the left side of the approach. Keep the ball well down the lane, delay the break. Again, this is a limited distance dressing that they're bowling on, which creates a lot of hook on the back end, so he's got to keep his speed up. And that's no.
You'd like to have that one back.
That's amazing, Dwayne, that he would play that shot that way, because watching him in the match play earlier in the day, he was shooting his spares cross lane, and that's why I mentioned it today. He was playing everything cross lane. As you see him on this shot, he tried to play a strike shot almost, and the ball hooked early and went across and missed them all.
Back to the Miller Lite National Doubles here at Bally's Grand Lanes in Reno after this.
In 1973, a small bar served the first light beer. The response was unanimous.
Tastes great.
Here was a beer with its own special brewing process.
Bus filling.
It's brewed from the ground up, not watered down.
Tastes great.
less filling.
Today there are lots of lights around, but none are Brew Light, Miller Light, and none can match the taste.
Tastes great! Tastes great!
Hey, Doll, sounds like our kind of place.
There's only one light beer, Miller Light.
Pete Rose just got tough.
'Cause now I use Tegrin. Tegrin medicated shampoo. No more pretty shampoos for me. Tegrin's tougher than Head and Shoulders. It's got a special ingredient that's tough on everyday dandruff. Tough on all 4 major causes of flaking and itching. Tegrin's 4 times tough. It's the heavy hitter against dandruff for me.
And your wife.
So get tough on your dandruff with Tegrin lotion or now in brand new concentrated gel.
Riding in a Ranger all the way. The spring cleanup sale is on now at H&R Marine. All boats powered by 1987 Johnson outboards, plus all non-current boats are on sale. You'll find Ranger 357s with 110 Johnson, equipped and lake-ready as low as $13,186. Or Ranger Rawhides with 60 Johnsons lake-ready as low as $88.53. But hurry, these prices are for a limited time only at H&R Marine. Riding in a Ranger all the way. Your Johnson outboard dealer just south of Claremore on Highway 66.
Get away to your own waterfront home on beautiful Grand Lake. Get away to Buffalo Shores. Boating, swimming, sailing, skiing right out your back door on the deep, clear water of Grand Lake's Honey Creek. Truly a natural playground just 76 miles from Tulsa, over all paved roads. Your Buffalo Shores waterfront home or lot is waiting for you. So come be a part of Grand Lake's most beautiful development, Buffalo Shores, another project by the Towery Company.
A good team as we're ready to practice. Any preference on who you gentlemen would rather go against, Alabama or Oklahoma? Charlie?
No preference here. Both teams look very tough, and we'll just try to handle who's ever up there with us.
Rob?
My opinion also. We're just going to try and ball the best we can against whoever we ball against.
All right, good luck to you. We're back at Valley's Grand Lanes for the 9th frame of the semifinals. Dwayne and Earl.
Well, we're getting down to the crucial shots here, the 9th and 10th frame, and this is usually where a match is decided, and this match is very close. Who can perform the best under pressure?
All right. Wyatt, pretty good. Coming through with that strike in the 9th. Another look.
Again, from the extreme outside angle, look at the roll on that ball. It's really rolling well. And when you roll the ball that well, get any part of the pocket, the chances of striking are very good. The left-hander for a double.
Oh, and we have a very odd split. The 3, 7, 9.
And I was expecting one of these from this kind of an angle, and I'm surprised that that it never happened before this. As you see the ball way out on the edge of the lane again, but it's too far down, comes in behind the headpin, and that's where you leave this. This is almost impossible. He should go for the 3-9 and forget the 7.
Well,
he got 2 anyway.
Got the wood in a rather funny way. So we have Alabama now showing Wagner 133 in the 8th, strike in the 9th, Rogers 169 and open through the 9th. And now Oklahoma coming up in the bottom of the 9th. And Oklahoma showing a sizable lead right now at 38 pins, with Scott Crane working on a double, trying to extend it to a turkey here in the 9th.
Good speed.
Yes.
What a great adjustment by this young man. I mean, I'm very impressed, Dwayne, with the way Scott has made the adjustment. He is the only player of the 4 that has made the proper adjustment. He's got the ball well on over the foul line, good speed, and you can see the ball rolling right just perfectly into the pins for the proper strike angle. His partner still is throwing the ball soft, and throwing it soft, again, when the lanes are hugging this much, you can get in a lot of trouble.
All right, Jim Qualls. He's on a strike. And now leaving the 7 pin.
That's exactly what he did last frame on this lane, Dwayne. He left the 7 pin on that half pocket head. Extremely good shots, both of those that he left the 7 pin. And they could have very easily been strikes. You see his style. He goes to the foul line, and he's got the ball well out near the channel. Well, a small mistake, and you don't get any when you're out there. You might not get any of them, Dwayne. 5 pin goes in front of the 7. All right, cross lane for the spare. Watch the hook on the back.
Ooh, had it all the way.
That's why they put paint on those pins. Yeah?
And so we had Qualls with a spare in the ninth, so he is 139 in the eighth and a spare in the ninth, and heading into the 10th frame. It is a lead of 50 pins for the Oklahoma team.
They're in great shape right now, Dwayne. Any kind of a 10th frame finish by Scott and Jim, and it'll be all over, and they'll go into that championship match against a very strong team from Illinois.
Now, Oklahoma leading off in the 10th.
Great shot.
And a bearing driving strike. A four-bagger for Crane. And that is his 7th strike of this match. So while we've seen our share of open frames, splits, and errors, we still have quite a performance by Mr. Crane with 7 strikes.
Scott Crane with a 173 average coming into this event. And so you can see he's performing extremely well under this kind of pressure. He is bowling way over his head, and he's making great shots.
And with his handicap, he'll be well into the 200s and possibly even scratch. Leaving the 610. One more ball in this first match for young Scott Crane. And his wife, Susan, has to be happy with watching his performance.
Right. And look, that's good style, but see the stiff leg on... You can see at the foul line, his leg is very stiff. And that's what makes it tough for a guy to get the ball well out of the foul line. That's why the adjustments that Scott has made to throw that 4 strikes in a row at the end of the game were such a big thing for him to do, and so difficult for him to do. That's why I was so impressed with the adjustment he made.
He shot a 208 scratch, and with his 33 handicap pins, he shot a 241. So what an opening match. And you know the Illinois players will be wary of him in the championship. Now, Jim Qualls in the 10th, and this match is virtually over. Qualls just about has to keep the ball on the lane to wrap it up, which he does beautifully.
That was the best shot he's made in the whole match. Now, maybe he's going to relax a little bit now, and if he does, and Scott continues the way he did, Illinois could be in for all they can handle in that championship match.
Well, Qualls has a potential of 189 with handicap. Qualls coming to the arm swing.
Look at this. Now, Dwayne, that is good style, good knee bend, well out on the that's the best shot he's made in the whole match. If he continues like that, it's going to be a great match. Look at that.
Wash out.
He almost didn't get any. Remember I said when you play near the channel, there's an opportunity every once in a while to hit that big blue board out there? Well, that's the one where you don't get any.
We've seen a lot of this.
What a great
you call the gutter shot, right?
Look at this. What a great camera angle. That ball is about a quarter of an inch from being 0.
They call it the gutter shot. They call it the ditch shot. Sometimes is that advisable to play that shot?
It can be a very high scoring shot if it's playable. It can be very difficult out there. You can leave some very unusual spares, as you saw the left-hander leave when he left the 379, and as you see the washout left there by Jim. It can be a great shot, or it can be very difficult.
Well, Jim Qualls, as we take a look at Keith Wagner here for Alabama in the 10th frame. Jim Qualls of Oklahoma shot 178 with handicap, and that was 155 scratch. But his partner did just great, 208 scratch and 241 with handicap. Now Wagner of Alabama, the leadoff man in the 10th frame for the Alabama team, and leaving the 4-7 as Oklahoma has wrapped up this first match and will take on Illinois for the championship. Well, it's over. The Oklahoma team has clinched victory in the first match of the televised finals in the 1987 Miller Lite National Doubles, and they did it in convincing fashion, Earl.
They did, and Scott Crane showed what he's made of with that finishing with that 4-bagger to make it really tough, and he carried his team to victory, and then his partner came through a little bit toward the end. It looks like it's going to be an exciting championship match, Dwayne.
And that will be Oklahoma versus Illinois for the championship coming up next.
Oh, my arm.
Rub something on it.
I got Ben Gay, but I don't want to go back to work smelling like Ben Gay.
Don't. Try sports cream. It smells nice and clean.
Does it work?
Massaging sports cream in brings fast relief for pain. It starts to soothe sore muscles immediately.
No workout today?
Sure. I feel great. Why?
You, usually smell like Ben Gay.
Not anymore.
Sports cream, the fast-acting pain-relieving rub that smells great.
For
a great time in Reno, where should you go? Nowhere but Bally's, because where else will you find Don Arden's incredible Hello Hollywood Hello, 7 outstanding restaurants, indoor and outdoor recreation, live entertainment, and more, all under one roof, and all just minutes away from Lake Tahoe. Where else in the world? Nowhere but Bally's. For reservations, call your travel agent or Bally's Reno. Toll free, 800-648-5080.
Buy any original classic model contour chair, and I, Art Linkletter, will send you your choice of a fabulous 19-inch Panasonic color TV, microwave oven, or VCR free. But don't buy a contour chair for the free gift. Get one because it's the most restful, healthful chair you ever relaxed in. Contour chairs help to relieve low back pain, poor venous blood circulation in your legs, edema, and swelling of the legs. Call toll-free and get full details on our fabulous bonus gift offer.
I chose the free Panasonic color TV.
I took the VCR.
I got the microwave.
Hello, I'd like to have your catalog and bonus gift certificate mailed to me free.
Certainly, sir.
See how easy it is? Call for your free catalog and bonus gift certificate right away.
Call 1-800-453-5700. That's 1-800-453-5700, toll free. Call 1-800-453-5700.
We're back for the championship match in the 8th annual Miller Lite National Doubles at Bally's Grand Lanes in Reno.
That's Earl the pup. That's Earl, huh? Thanks, Dwayne.
Okay, now here we go with Illinois. A couple of Chicagoans, Rob Nedza and Charles Segrin, who have dominated this tournament up to this point. And here is a shaking hit from Rob Nedza, 29 years old, and he left the 7-pin.
They both bowled extremely well all the way through the qualifying and the match play of this tournament. They led the tournament, as you mentioned earlier, Dwayne, by 355 pins over second place. Now, there's a lot to think about when that happens. When a team or an individual leads by that much, psychologically, they're feeling like they've already won this tournament.
Is that the voice of experience?
That's the voice of experience. When you get in that position, you feel like you've already won. And now you're trying to protect yourself. And when you get into that situation when you're not aggressive, there's a good chance you can get knocked off. So let's see if Oklahoma can be aggressive and if Illinois can answer and continue to bowl as they have all through the match play. Great shot, and you see the style of these two players. They're both outstanding bowlers.
Now we're back to action as we see another 7-pin lead for the partner on the Illinois team, Charles Segrin. He is 32 years old. He is a patrolman on the northwest side of Chicago. So if he pulls you over sometime, if you're watching Chicago, say, hey, I saw you in Miller Lite doubles. Maybe he won't give you a ticket.
You think that'll work, huh? Both players made good shots, could have had strikes, and unfortunately left the 7-pin, but easy spares, and they both covered. Now let's see if Oklahoma can pick up where they left off, Dwayne, especially with Scotty up here, and he finished with that 4-bagger, remember, to get him into the championship match. He's got to keep his speed up, keep the ball firm in order to strike.
Now, this Oklahoma team has 14 fewer handicap pins in this championship match. A lot of speed through the nose. The 6-pin lead for Scott Crane, the softwater engineer from Tulsa who represents Crystal Bowl in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
See how fast he is with his feet there? He's a little off balance, sideways at the foul line. And again, that's why he'll pull the ball. He has straight left leg. He gets there too fast with his feet, doesn't have time to bend his leg and reach out and get the ball over the foul line. He's trying to get that speed he knows he needs to keep the ball on line. And as you go cross lane at the 6-10, a difficult spare on this clean condition. The ball's hooking a lot.
With his wife of less than a year's time, Susan Crane watching. Scott Crane starts with a spare, and so in the first frame we have spare, 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 and Jim Qualls coming up as we watch the replay.
And excellent coverage. Cross lane, he made the perfect shot, picked up both pins with the ball. That's the way to do it.
Now the geologist for an oil company in Tulsa, 24-year-old. Oh, he's right on the edge again, and there's the washout again. The 1, 2, 4, 10.
Now you watch him. Here he is again. This is a replay. Watch at the foul line. The ball kind of hangs up and pulls him off balance. You see that? When the ball hangs on your thumb, it generally will go out to the right like that, and he didn't get the back end or the finish he wanted, and he pushed it outside of his line. That's a problem. If his hand is swelling because of the heat here under the lights, the tension, he could have problems getting out of the ball. Let's hope that doesn't continue.
On bowling terminology, this is not regarded as a split, but there's certainly a difficult lead, and it winds up an open frame for Jim Qualls, who was at 32 pins with his handicap and open through the first frame. So right now, Illinois leads by 25 pins at the end of the first frame. Oklahoma coming up in the second. So look at the Illinois players. Good crowd here in Reno. There's Sonny France, bottom left corner of the screen, the new president of the Boat Proprietors Association of America.
There he is again with that good speed. Now that's the key. Now if he can just get his partner to do that, it'll be the key to whether or not Oklahoma can stay in a match with Illinois. As you see, again, that great camera angle, the ball coming from the outside edge of the lane, the extreme angle, difficult shot to play, especially for bowlers of this average. Here's the key right here for this match as far as Oklahoma is concerned. If this young man can start striking, playing that angle, and that looks like a good shot. 7 men. Again, but it's in the pocket. He got it in play where it needs to be. If he can continue to do that, they'll stay in the match because Illinois is going to be tough to beat.
A graduate of Tulsa University. His high career game is a 266. Now this Oklahoma team qualified third, but right now is on the brink of the championship. If these two gentlemen can knock off the tournament leaders from Illinois in this championship match.
Good coverage.
Illinois leading by 25 pins coming up in the second frame, and 29-year-old Rob Nedza of Chicago representing Spencer's Marina City Bowl. You know where that is. It's on the north side of the Chicago River, right downtown in Chicago. Nice shot.
They're tough. This team is tough, and they're going to throw a lot of strikes. It's just whether or not they get some breaks. And as far as Oklahoma is concerned, they're going to have to hope that Illinois makes some mistakes. There's just no way that even up that the Oklahoma team can stay with these two bowlers. They're just too tough. So Oklahoma is sitting on that bench, I'm sure, hoping that Illinois will make some mistakes to give them a chance. And that could be one. Almost was one right there, Dwayne.
Patrolman Charles Segrin coming up high and leaving the 6-10. He called up his partner, Rob Nedza, back in November. Said, hey, this is Miller light doubles. Let's get into it. How about it? The rest is history.
Cross lane at the spare. The Bulls have a lot of speed. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and I'll tell you what, this is one of the best 167 average bowlers you'll ever see, folks.
Well, the lead now is 23 pins by Illinois, as we have Nedza up for the team out of Chicago. He is a telecommunications technician for a major department store chain in the Chicago area. He earned an associate degree at a junior college in the Chicago area, and he strikes here, earning his bowling degree with that double in the second and third frames. So they're putting on the pressure.
They are putting on the pressure. Now, watch the style of this. All right, here we're going to see the replay of that shot, and the good style, good form. Look at the balance at the foul line. There's a 175 average bowler, rolling the ball extremely well. And back live, as you see, the 167 average bowler.
And leaving the 4-pin Patrolman Segrin. He told me back in 1974 he shot a 298. And I figured he left the 6-10 or 4-7 in the last shot. He said, no, he left the 1-3.
All right, this is interesting. He threw a strike ball with one ball. He switches balls for the spare. What he's doing is going from a ball that hooks for a strike ball to a ball that was very straight for a spare ball.
Back to the Miller Lite National Doubles here at Bally's Grand Lanes in Reno after this.
I've been doing a lot of thinking lately about Miller Lite. What a profound concept. It's got a third less calories than I probably thought it didn't even have. And it's less filling than it would have been if it was more fillings than they didn't want it to be. Plus, it tastes as great as you expect, even if it had more calories than it didn't have in the first place. Think about that.
In other words, there's only one light beer, because if there wasn't, he wouldn't be saying there is. Right, yo?
Pete Rose just got tough.
Because now I use Tegrin. Tegrin medicated shampoo. No more pretty shampoos for me. Tegrin's tougher than Head and Shoulders. It's got a special ingredient that's tough on everyday dandruff. Tough on all 4 major causes of flaking and itching. Tegrin's 4 times tough. It's the heavy hitter against dandruff for me.
And your wife.
So get tough on your dandruff. with Tegrin lotion or now in brand new concentrated gel.
One way to find a job is to look in publications. Lots of publications.
Any luck?
Well, I've got newspapers, magazines, trade papers,
Find anything yet?
newsletters, phone books, you name it.
There's a better way to find a better job.
Honey, look at this.
The National Business Employment Weekly.
It's published by the Wall Street Journal. It lists hundreds of high-paying jobs all across the country.
Now, what about managerial jobs?
Managerial, professional, technical, sales like mine. It even has articles on interviewing, writing a better resume, and how to succeed once you get the job.
What am I doing with all of these now that I have the National Business Employment Weekly?
Pick up the National Business Employment Weekly at a newsstand or call 800-228-6605 and receive 8 issues by first-class mail for only $35. 800-228-6605, the National Business Employment Weekly.
Don't make a career move without it.
Crane. Oklahoma still up. Crane with 73 in the second and a spare in the third. He's going to get count here. 8 pins go down, leaving the 4-7.
Scotty didn't like that one. Didn't come off his hand the way he wanted it to. He kind of got his elbow out and went over the top of the ball, and he got a good break. Now you watch the ball, it goes through the here's Scotty's shot. Now it's going to go through the middle of the hip pin, almost dead center, and he fortunately breaks out the 10 pin and leaves only the 4-7. Could have had a wide open split. See the 10 pin standing there? Just got kicked out the end. Cross lane for the spare. Again, an easy spare for Scotty.
And that's the way to pick it up. He has a high career game of 259 and had quite a game in the opening match when he shot 208 stretch, 241 with handicap. That's the way to perform in a tournament such as this.
All right, now here again is the key to the Oklahoma team. We know that Scotty is performing well. It's up to Jim to come through here. Jim Qualls on a strike with a double could lower that margin that Illinois has right now. Get it back. They can't let Illinois get too far away, or they'll run away and lose them.
Now, Qualls, a 184 average bowler, only shot 155 scratch in the first game, and there he comes through.
Coming through, and that's good speed again. Now, again, I keep saying that over and over, Dwayne, but it's the key to bowling on this type of lane condition. Again, the short oil, watch that. See how far he threw that ball out in the lane? You have to project the ball down the lane. You can't lay it down and roll it. It'll overreact. See that? Look at that ball. It's in the air. When it leaves his hand, it gets well out in the lane. You can't throw it better than that, Stat.
Mr. Qualls, first double. Now, Illinois out ahead by 32 pins. Here in the fourth, Rob Netza leaving the 7 pin.
All right, that's an easy spare for Rob. He's done extremely well all week making his spares. Obviously, both of them have because they led the tournament by, as you mentioned, a tremendous margin. And they've made all their spares, and they've thrown a lot of strikes. They haven't had any problem with the spares. They're very intelligent players. They've been practicing their spares off camera, waiting for this championship match. They weren't throwing strike balls. They were practicing the corner pins, knowing they would leave some. They didn't want to miss any.
Very interesting. His wife, Pam, watching back in Chicago. There is one on the way, we understand. Also, a little daughter, Megan, is watching back in Chicago. Here's Zegrin with 3 straight spares to his point and breaking that string with a strike in the fourth. So all spares and strikes, the key to success in Miller Lite National Doubles.
Now watch this form, folks. Good style, tremendous roll on the ball. Watch how hard the ball finishes. 10 pins in the pit, absolutely perfect. That's what makes you the lead in the tournament when you throw the ball like that. Look at the sharp break on the back. That's as good as you can throw it.
Great camera work by our Mizzlou Television Network crew. Proud to be here for the 7th consecutive year in this tournament that goes back 8 glorious years. Valley's Grand Lanes in Reno.
That's trouble.
Well, we had a 6-pin lead.
He got a break there. He almost had the 4-6, which is really considered an impossible spare. He got the good break. The 4-pin fell out as we see a replay of that shot. Now watch the ball start to break very early. As you can see, it's moving already. When it breaks that soon, it's trouble. Watch the 4-pin. It's the last pin to go.
Now, because of the double, Earl, by Jim Qualls of Oklahoma, even though Illinois has not committed an error or had an open frame yet, their lead has gone down to 23 pins.
This is trouble also. Watch it. He was a little nervous on that one. I don't think he was real comfortable when he released that ball.
Well, up Up comes Charles Segrin. He and Rob Neds have known each other 12 to 15 years, they tell me. They know each other's moves in the lane. They know how to pick each other up. They know how to encourage each other. How important that is. Sometimes we forget that this is a great team sport.
It is. It's a team sport, and these two guys, both teams, are working extremely well together. Oklahoma has done that, as you mentioned earlier, Dwayne. They've been helping each other. They know how to line up off each other, as we see again that shot that Chuck just rolled down the lane, and that is just as good as you can throw the ball. Back-to-back now, he's throwing 2 shots perfect.
Now let's go quickly to Steve Graham.
This is Susan Crane, Scott Crane's wife. What is it like watching $50,000 on the line?
Very nerve-wracking. It's very, very tense.
Is he going to be able to hold on?
Oh, yeah, I think he will. He's real good.
Back to Dwayne.
So the Illinois team leading by 23 pins. Now Scott Crane on a spare, working here in the 5th frame, driving down the pins. So he went very, very high.
That's a big break. Now, that's what Oklahoma is going to need in order to stay with this Illinois team, who is, I feel, very talented. For the averages that they came into the tournament with, they're bowling extremely well. As you see, the big break, they cross over the head pin, the Brooklyn strike. They need those kind of breaks in order to have a chance to beat this team. Now, Jim Qualls on a double, a chance to make it 3 in a row and keep his team in the match.
And if ever anybody needed a strike in this competition, we have for you on this telecast. It's right here.
Well, it looks good.
Right here.
I'd say that's answering the pressure. What do you think, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Indeed. Now they're both on strikes, coming up on the left-hand lane, and in the 6th frame, a chance to get right back in the match. If they both strike here, we've got us a match.
Hey, guys, great barbecue. Yeah, plenty of Miller Lite. Have a can, Rodney.
This one's empty.
Mighty fine playing, Jim. Wasn't me.
Something tells me we're not alone in the universe. Hey, you're right, Numa. I wonder what they want. Probably our Miller Lite, because it tastes great. That's silly. Hey, say, look! We're doomed. I'll tell you, we don't have no respect. So this is Earth, huh? Where were the girls? Wow! Oh, what a pack of handsome guys!
No matter where you're from, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
I tell you, it's not easy being us, huh? Oh, what a crowd! What a crowd!
Down through the years, the big games, the special games, always seem to live on in your memory. The excitement of baseball. It doesn't end when the game ends, and neither does your need to know. That's why so many baseball fans read the Sporting News, America's sports authority for over 100 years. The Sporting News gives you complete, in-depth coverage by more than 40 staff writers reporting right from the scene of the action. The teams, the stars, the strategies, the stats and standings, the pulse-pounding play-by-play excitement. Everything you want, you'll find right here in the Sporting News. It's great reading, and now you can get in on a great half-price offer. Grab a pencil quick, and here's a friend with all the details.
Call now and get 40 issues of the Sporting News for 4 easy payments of $5.45. You'll also get special preview issues at no extra cost. So call now toll-free 1-800-331-2000. 1-800-331-2000.
Our finals, to call it Dwayne Dow.
Illinois has yet to have an open frame. Oklahoma with 2 open frames. One with those is on a washout. Oh, a wobbly 5-pin.
Now, if we... I want you to see how that ball rolled down the lane. This is an interesting thing, and this will happen sometimes if the lanes are hooking a lot. That ball rolled down the lane, and just before it got to the pocket, now watch this. He's right over his target. He likes the way he released the ball. See the ball rolling? Now watch, just as it gets to the pins, it straightens out. See that? That means it lost its roll, what they call an actual rollout. It lost its energy, and that means that the lanes are very dry, and they're having trouble holding the line.
Interesting that Nedza has had at least 9 pins on his first ball for 7 straight frames of this match. That count is so important in sport.
Another good shot by Segrin. He's keeping the ball in the pocket area. He's not getting in trouble, and that's the key right now for Illinois. And what they've done all through the week, they haven't really gotten in trouble. They've kept the ball in the pocket area. They've left the easy, the one-pin spares, and they've been able to convert those. You see the ball break very sharply on the end, leaving only the 4-pin, and he covers that quite easily. He's up there very quick again because he switches balls. There's strike balls still on the ball return coming back, and he's already got the other ball up there throwing it, Dwayne.
It doesn't waste any time. Charles Segrin with the spare, and it's Illinois back on top by over 30 pins again. Their lead now is at 34, as Nedza and Segrin are both on spares, and now it is up to Crane and Qualls to start cranking out those strikes.
They have to do it now. They can't afford any more mistakes, Dwayne. They have to get something going. Not necessarily a lot of strikes, just no mistakes. Stay in the match, keep the pressure on.
This is the man who had a four-bagger at the end of the first match victory for Oklahoma when they came on to beat Alabama by 60 pins.
And this is where he started, in the 7th frame. Look at this shot. Now, look at him. He almost fell down, but he did what he had to do. He got a lot of speed on the ball. That ball was almost down there before we had a chance to look at it. He's really pumped up. He's checking the score.
He has a 173 average as the man seated Scott Crane. His partner with a 184 average, Jim Qualls. Now, he had a turkey broken by a spare, and now trying to start a new string of strikes here. And there is a 3-pin for Jim Qualls coming off a spare in the 6th frame.
And he got a good break here. Again, the ball breaking very sharply, and all the players are having trouble keeping the ball to the right of the head pin, except for the Illinois team. They're keeping the ball consistently in the pocket area. And you see, he broke up what they call the baby split. That's a great camera angle. Again, you can see the ball rotating very sharply from right to left. The 10-pin kicks out. Could have been a much more difficult spare.
Jim Qualls and Scott Crane, college pals at Tulsa University, where they started bowling together, and a spare. So it's 149 in the 6th and a spare up in the 7th for Jim Qualls. His partner Crane, 139 in the 6th and a strike up in the 7th. But the real big figure, statistically, is a lead of 33 pins by the opponents of this team. The Illinois team ahead by 33 pins, and we are in the 8th frame.
You think Scotty can do it again? Throw 4 in a row in the 7th frame like he did in the first match? That's asking a lot from this young guy.
Well, he has responded to pressure all the way so far. Let's see here. Going for a double. Oh, he's high, and that 610 remains.
And he's not very happy with himself, but it's really hard to get out there and continually make those shots. When you know you're behind, you're trying to catch up. And, you know, these guys, again, they're not professional bowlers. They don't do this for a living. They're out here, they're bowling once a week in league or maybe twice a week in league, and they're out to have a good time, and they happen to get here and bowl for the championship. All right, cross lane. He's going to go from the left side to the right side. That's perfect. Get them both with the ball.
So they remain 33 pins behind as Crane is 159 in the 7th and a spare up in the 8th for Oklahoma. Another look at the cover.
Across the lane, a lot of speed. You can see how he slides at the foul line. He turns sideways. That means he's rushing the line. He's getting there very quickly with his feet, trying to create the ball speed he needs to keep the ball on line.
And now 184 average bowler Jim Qualls. Had an open frame in the first, has had all spares and strikes
Gotta hurry.
Brooklyn.
Oh, what a break.
Timber.
What a break. That could have been anything. When he released the ball, he was praying he'd get a good break, and he sure got it. The ball crossed over the head pin, as you see a replay. Watch this. Now, he's way inside of his line. He's been way out around the 5th board. Watch the ball cross over. Watch the pin come back, kick the 5-pin forward. You don't see that very often. That's a tremendous break, especially at this point in the match.
And now it would appear, Earl, that all Nedza and Segrin have to do for Illinois is keep on doing what they have been doing, is keep on getting the strikes and spares. And they have done all of that. 14 strikes and spares with no open frames through the first 7 frames for these gentlemen. That's the way you win.
That's the way you win, and that's hard to keep going. And they continue to do it. They keep the ball in play, they keep it in the pocket area, and they leave the 1-pin spares basically easy, and they're both good spare shooters, excellent spare shooters.
So Rob Nedza coming up with a 9-pin count.
See that perfect ball height, good balance at the foul line. The ball, again, is rolling out for him. He bowled even better when there was more oil on the lane.
And with wife Pam home and expecting, I know she's been watching. She knows that her husband has not missed the pocket. Little tape repair there.
Look out.
There's the first open frame for Illinois.
And that really is the only chance that I feel Oklahoma has. Illinois would have to make mistakes to give Oklahoma a chance to get back in the match.
And that is one mistake. Certainly they were due.
Well, when you consider the averages of these players, you would expect them to make mistakes.
With the left shoe heavily taped, Charles Seagren, maybe a lucky pair of shoes, as he made no mistake about that shot, driving it through the pocket. And you see the teammates talking to each other.
Take a look at this shoe now on his sliding foot. You can see it's full of tape. There's that great angle. Now look at this ball break so sharply. That's the tremendous lift and roll he puts on the ball, but he still keeps it in the pocket area.
And I'm sure in their brief conversation, don't you think Seagren said, hey, Ralph, forget it. 10th frame, let's go. 9th frame. Yep, and he did forget it.
These players are both very good under pressure. They seem to have a little more experience than the other players bowling for a lot of money, and they're doing extremely well. I'm very impressed by the way they perform in this situation. Neither one wasting any time, getting right up, picking up the ball. As you see, here goes Chuck now. He's ready to go.
Patrolman Seagren has had the game face on the entire finals. Indeed. Ooh, how did that 7-pin remain?
Oh,
he
boy,
can't believe it either. 7-pin tap for the right-hander.
This is almost an instant replay of what he did in the very first frame of the match. The ball finishes very hard and high in the pocket and drives the 2-pin to the wall. It comes back right in front of the 7-pin, and that's why he didn't get the ball. Actually hit too hard.
So 1 frame to go for Illinois. We'll be back.
Look fast, because the hands on this watch are about to disappear. Now, look again. And they're back. Why do these hands disappear? Because they're not really hands at all. They're actually electronic pulses of light. Introducing the amazing laser beam wristwatch. Destined to become a legend in its own time, we believe it will soon be one of the most sought-after watches in history. However, as part of a special publicity campaign, we will send you one of these amazing new laser beam luxury watches. Not for the hundreds of dollars you might expect, but for only $10. But to get your amazing laser beam wristwatch for only $10, you must act now. If you call within the next 30 minutes, you can order a second laser beam watch for only $5, just half price.
To order, call 1-800-826-1100. That's 1-800-826-1100.
I think it's probably because his hand doesn't feel right in the ball. He's a little nervous.
I heard you talking to the players in the meeting beforehand, and you gave them very good advice. Take your time, right?
Something bothers you, step back, put the ball down, and start over. Don't throw a ball unless you're comfortable. Do the best they can. Key shot. Gotta have it.
He hit it well. You heard the ball hit the lane with a resounding thud, and he really put the turn on that one.
He did, and he's pumped up. Scotty is really pumped up. He's really ready. He wants to get out there, and he's ready to bowl in the 10th frame, and it's not even his turn. All right, here comes his partner. Now, Jim Qualls, on a strike, could cut 10 pins off that lead that Illinois has. And remember, we're down to the 9th and 10th frame.
Yes, Earl, if Qualls strikes here for a double, he would narrow the Illinois lead to 11 pins. With this shot, the biggest shot of the match so far, rolling toward the pocket.
What a shot. I'm impressed. I'll tell you what, that was a great shot. What a key situation to come through when your partner needs you. Scotty threw the ball extremely well. Jim stepped up right behind him, and here as you see a replay. Good balance. See how far out in the lane he got that ball. The determination on his face. Just dead flush in the pocket. 10 pins in the pit. All right, 10th frame. Both players from Oklahoma on a strike. A chance for Scott Crane with a strike here to make the match become a 1-pin match. 1 pin.
He's going for a double. Illinois leading by 11.
He let it get away.
Oh, a washout in the 10th frame, the 1-2-10. Definitely convertible. And he has to take time and really make a shot here because it might be worth $50,000.
Oh, my hands are sweaty, Dwayne. I'm getting nervous.
Now, what does he do here?
He's going to have to cross over, try to get the ball to cross over to the Brooklyn side or the left side of the head pin. The ball will take out. Doesn't have to worry about the 2-pin. The ball will take that out, but he wants the head pin to go over and take out the 10-pin. That's the only way to make this. Watch. Got a chance.
Oh, went right around the 10-pin. The head pin went off the kickback and into the pit, and an open frame.
Bad break to Scotty. Let's just hope it doesn't affect Jim's shot now. They're still in the match. It's not over yet. Don't forget, the Illinois team has yet to bowl the 10th frame. And here comes Jim. And now Jim Qualls is on a strike. He can get him right back in there with one more strike. He's bowled a great game to this point.
Trying for Turkey. And he comes in Brooklyn and left the 6-10. Time is growing short indeed for the Oklahoma team after that untimely open frame.
Ted, any chance at all, Dwayne, for the team from Oklahoma to win this Miller Championship, the Miller Lite Championship? Jim must convert this spare.
If you're in the West in the spring in the future years, come out and join us in the crowd here. These people are really enjoying the action. Look at the fine attendance we have again at
a lot of nail biting.
All
right. We still got a match now. Remember, the winners get $50,000. Second place is $25,000. So you look again at the conversion of the spare, cross lane, and this could have been anything, but he got the good break. The ball hooks very sharply, and he gets the 6-pin to cover the 10. All right, good count here is necessary to keep the match in the wood.
Final shot of the tournament, barring a roll-off for the Oklahoma team. And an 8-pin count for Jim Qualls. He shot 235 with handicap, and his team shot 442. Now, they shot 419 and won the first match by 60 pins. Here in the second match, the championship match, they shoot 442, yet they stand to lose unless Illinois falls apart in the 10th. There's number one.
That should do it. I think Illinois is a winner right now, and all of it he has to do now is stay behind the foul line and his partner keep the ball in the lane, and they are going to be the 1987 Miller National Doubles Champion, the Miller Lite National Doubles Championship.
And I think we should point out that these gentlemen were represented in previous years. Illinois teams have done very, very well. And now we have a state champion from the state of Illinois, the national champions for the Miller Lite National Doubles. Robert Netzer looking for a turkey, picking it up. They represent Spencer's Marina City Bowl on the north side of the Chicago River.
Two great shots when you consider the 10th frame with that much money on the line, the championship on the line, and he made it look easy. Two great shots.
So one more shot coming up. This gentleman has not missed the pocket in this championship match. A great clutch performance by Netza, who gets the benefit of 31 handicap pins and will be in the 240s. If he keeps the ball in the lane here, which he does, and drives it in high, he won't worry about that leave, the 610. And it is Robert Netza shooting 212 scratch and 243 with handicap to lead the charge for Illinois in winning the championship.
And I'll tell you, again, I keep coming back to this, but when you're bowling for this kind of money, when you're an amateur bowler, and your average is 175, and you shoot 212 scratch, that's great bowling. That is great bowling.
Teammate Charles Segrin coming off a spare, rifles a strike in the 10th, and so he is at 224 with his handicap in the 9th, and could shoot 254 with handicap. And again, his average is 167. You talked earlier about how proficient his game is.
He's one of the best 167 bowlers I have ever seen. In fact, he is the best 167 bowler I've ever seen. His balance is good at the foul line. His arm swing, his style is fantastic. He rolls the ball extremely well.
In there, but hey, that's where we wound up a year ago. But I meant the championship for the opposition, remember?
That's right, but this time it doesn't mean a thing, Dwayne. They've already won it. It's all academic now. Illinois is the 1987 champions.
A year ago, gentlemen for Indiana.
Oh, yeah, cross lane, it doesn't make any difference. Take the 2 pins for count, and A very, very strong performance by the team from Illinois.
He shot 242 to Charles Segrin, and that was 203 scratch with 242, including the handicap. His partner, Nedza, shot 243 with handicap, and so it was Illinois 485, Oklahoma 442. Illinois winning the Miller Lite National Doubles by 43 pins. The national champions for 1987.
When I was a football coach, sure I was tough on my players, and they loved me for it. Shucks, that's why they invited me here tonight, to share some Miller Lights and to show their appreciation. You know, light tastes great and it's less filling. So here's to the greatest emotion in the world, the friendship between a coach and his players. No thanks, boys, I gave up cigars.
For a great get-together, there's only one light beer. Miller Lite.
I just love these reunions, don't you, boys? Oh, they love me.
For a great time in Reno, where should you go? Nowhere but Bally's, because where else will you find Don Arden's incredible Hello Hollywood Hello? 7 outstanding restaurants, indoor and outdoor recreation, live entertainment, and more, all under one roof, and all just minutes away from Lake Tahoe. Where else in the world? Nowhere but Bally's. For reservations, call your travel agent or Bally's Reno. Toll free, 800-648-5080.
Now let's go to Steve Grad as we meet our 1987 champions.
We are back at Bally's Grand Lanes in Reno with the champions of the Miller Lite National Doubles Tournament, Charlie Segrin and Rob Nedza. Congratulations to our Illinois champions. All right. What were your nerves like the whole time? You had to wait for that other top television match when second and third were being rolled off. Were you nervous at all?
Not too much. I went over some stress-reducing techniques with my partner here, and they seemed to work quite well.
Rob, what were those techniques?
Well, I was very nervous, and I don't even know what he told me, but thank goodness the ball knew where to go the last 10 frames.
Okay, right now for a special trophy presentation is Sonny France, the president of the Bowling Proprietors Association of America from Louisville, Kentucky. I know you're very proud to present these trophies, Sonny.
I sure am, Steve. We're very proud of this tournament. We have proved again that the BPAA Miller Lite National Doubles Tournament is a tournament for all bowlers. In the past, we've had 2 ladies with lower averages win the tournament, and now we've had seasoned veterans with higher average win it. So it's great. And Charlie, Rob, we want to present you with these beautiful trophies before you get away today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, they'll look great on the trophy case and looking great in their bank accounts. We have John Cordova coming here from Miller Lite, the supervisor of sports marketing. And John, I know it is with great pleasure that you have a presentation to both Rob and to Charlie.
Rob and Charlie, on behalf of Miller Lite, check for $50,000 on your winning of the Miller Lite National Doubles Championship for 1987. Good bowling.
Thank you. Congratulations again to Rob Nedza, Charlie Segrin, our champions from Illinois at the Miller Lite National Doubles Tournament. Now back to Dwayne Dow.
So Charles Segrin, a patrolman on the Chicago Police Department who was part of the Illinois team that was second place here in Reno in the very first Miller Doubles, makes it to the championship and wins with a new partner for Illinois in the Miller Lite National Doubles in 1987. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next year. You have just seen the finals of the 8th annual Miller Lite National Doubles Tournament. This program has been brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste, there is only one light beer. This has been a feature presentation of the nation's leading independent network, Mizlou TV Sports.
The American Eagle.